Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So I am super excited to bring this deck profile to you guys. This has been kind of just a long time building and lots of people have been asking for it and nobody is covering this deck. This thing is incredible. As I was really at first sitting down to think about it, I was like, well, I don't know, that's probably not, too like meta impacting. And then like just a couple cards started clicking and I was just like, oh wait, this is actually kind of incredible. This thing could really take the meta by storm. Literally anybody could drop this in against like meta level decks and probably do phenomenal. Also, don't forget this month's memory marker is going to be Yaomon. So all you purple players out there, definitely get ready for this. We still don't have the face painted on just yet. Hopefully, the videos for the rest of the week, it'll be done by then. But this thing is super adorable. It's made out of clay, handmade by my wife. So make sure you check out this little guy for our Patreon rewards for this month. Speaking of Patreons, I do want to go ahead and shout out our patrons for this month. We've got Tricky Z, longtime supporter of the channel, continues to support us. Thank you, Tricky Z. I do appreciate it. As well as Zilla and Josh. These guys are at our $20 tier. This is our memory marker tier. So these guys are bringing in the big bucks for us. But yeah. Still, this deck is phenomenal. So right off the bat, you'll notice there's 52 out of 50 cards. That's because at the very end, there's two cards that I have an alternate suggestion instead of another set of two cards in the deck that you could kind of use interchangeably depending on your playstyle and which one you feel is more adequate and which one would better further you in the deck. So keep that in mind when we see the 52 of 50. Okay, so go ahead and kicking things off here. Right off the bat, we have DemiVemon. DemiVemon is just a great blue rookie that combos with Vemon incredibly well, just for draw power, as well as we like to use Kaisernail in any kind of Mega Zoo deck. Kaisernail is just incredibly good because essentially you get to replay your Megas for only a 4 cost instead of the 10 or 11 costs that they originally were, as well as you get their on-play effects again. So any of those, those big Megas that are, like your recovery or your puppet mons, suspending, everything. Kaisernail is phenomenal because a 4 cost to do all of that again. Yeah, this card is part of the reason why we play blue at all in any kind of Mega Zoo deck, whether that be the red-black one or this green-yellow variant. Blue is still kind of like our foundation for our rookies because beyond that, it's all big stuff. So we like to have a little bit of blue package. One, jamming Vemon is just phenomenal in itself. It's probably one of the best rookies in the entire game, and I wholeheartedly can say that. As just a regular, ordinary rookie, there are some that are a little out there that aren't considered normal rookies. But as far as normal rookies, just jamming on a rookie is so powerful. You can swing into anything in security, any Digimon, and it doesn't die. And so then your opponent has to decide, do I want to waste an attack on this stupid little 2K rookie, and then it's in itself, you're kind of stopping your opponent from doing damage to you. They're not going to be clearing a security now because they have to waste an attack on this rookie that's on the field suspended. So you kind of get like a 2-for-1. In a way, almost a 3-for-1 because you're getting the draw from the DemiVemon that you're digivolving this on top of, as well as you're getting a security check, as well as you're stopping your opponent from security checking you in return because they have to waste it killing this guy. So yeah, super incredible. But we want a little bit more than just the Vemon here getting some draw power, just because it's really hard to draw into only 4 copies of a card in a deck, no matter what card it is. So we do double up on the rookies here, and we went with the Gabumon. One, because whether you're digivolving it or just hard playing it, you're getting that draw power. And Mega Zoo lacks in draw power tremendously. Granted, their turns are way more simple than normal players' turns, whereas normal players, they'll digivolve a couple times, whereas Mega Zoo, you play one card and you pass your turn. I mean, that's pretty normal. So Gabumon just getting that play cost of 3 for that draw 1 just helps further ensure that we're getting draw, whether we digivolve on top of a DemiVemon or we're just hard playing it. But even if we can't get into these guys, just having the DemiVemon just face up on the field will make sure our Kaisernail is live. So that's pretty solid there. And a 4 play cost on that is just so good. As well as, I do want to just throw this out there, hitting it in security activates its main effect. So if you have something like a Magnadramon or a Puppetmon underneath a Chaosmon, then you get to bring them out and either get the recovery 2 from the Magnadramon if you're at 3 security or less, or if you have a Puppetmon on field, you get to use that Puppetmon to suspend something. Very, very powerful, getting a Kaiser Knell to trigger insecurity in those kind of situations. All right, next up is going to be our yellow package. And just right off the bat, you'll notice, well, that's not really Mega Zoo in a way. These two guys here are, but these might not necessarily be. You might see these more in like a security control, like a red-yellow security control. But you know what? One of the best things about red-yellow security control is the amount of recovery. It doesn't matter how much you're hitting, they're just recovering. And in a Mega Zoo deck, getting that recovery, you're filling your security with these big, heavy beaters, right? You might not be filling it full of options of removal like Gaia Force and things like that, but you are just putting in just massive bodies. And so that alone can be incredibly good, as well as just recovery in general is just never bad in this game. If you think recovery in any way, shape, or form is bad, then you need to kind of play the game more, because you need to play against some security control, and then afterwards tell me if it's bad or not. But yeah, so we've got Magnadramon here on play, trigger recovery 1. There's no stipulation here. You don't have to be at 3 security or less like most of yellow's cards are, and a 7 play cost isn't just out of your mind like high, especially in this deck. 7 play cost is pretty reasonable for recovery, so not a bad opener by any means. So just go ahead and play this turn 1 and get that recovery. Boom, you're up at 6 now, and that's all. You're already doing pretty well at that point. Jumping over here is Lucymon, who might be a little bit debatable depending on some people, mainly because in Mega Zoo it's kind of harder to fill your trash with the required 10 to get into it. So in that aspect, sure, I can see that you could cut the numbers of Lucymon down. I've had such good luck with him in other decks so far that I had to put him in here. He's so good, just getting that recovery and just a 10k body on field. And if you can play him for the 5 memory to recovery and have a 10k body on field just by himself, he's just really good. You can almost throw Lucymon into any deck in this entire game. Just like 2 Lucymon in any deck is pretty reasonable, and so that's why he's in here. Now you could cut him down to 2 and then bump one of the other Digimon that we have in here up to 4. So what I was talking about with that 52 out of 50 cards, I've got 2 cards in here that are at 2 of. You could bump them up to 4 of either of the options that I'm going to give y'all at the end, and then put Lucymon down to 2 if you wanted. It's just personal preference, as well as just playing the deck and just feeling if it's too cloggy or not. Even then, 13 play cost for recovery. In this deck, it's still a thing. I mean, you're still playing, these massive, massive bodies. It's not completely unheard of to just hard play a Lucymon for 13. Next up, we've got Magnadramon, whereas Magnadramon is kind of like where, in my thought, it balances out. Because when attacking, you may play 1 yellow level 3 Digimon card from your hand without paying its memory cost. You're going to be hard playing Magnadramons. That's just a thing. If you're playing any sort of Mega Zoo or security control deck, you will hard play a Magnadramon. It's going to happen. Yes, you will have this Magnadramon on field for that recovery 2. Recovery 2 is huge, okay? But being able to swing and free play a Lucymon because of your Magnadramon, that's where I don't mind the 4 of Lucymon so much. So I made sure to put these guys together in this deck profile so we could discuss it at the same time. But yeah, being able to get the free Lucymons with the Magnadramon is really, really powerful for sure. Next up, this is one of our first openers. So besides the Magnadramon that you can play going turn 1, you need some play cost 10 or less in the deck. So we have our blue rookies here that we can hard play if need be. We have the Magnadramon, which of course will be hard playing turn 1. If you don't have any of those, then our next cards are going to be our play cost 10. So if you're at 0 memory, turn 1, you can play these guys. We've got 4 of the Magnadramon, and then we've got 4 of the Titamons, and those are going to be your other openers, your big boy openers, okay? Because you need as many level 6 as possible, because we're playing a full package of Chaos Arm or Chaosmon. We're playing Valor Arm as well as the regular Chaosmon. So that's 8 level 7s. That is a lot of level 7s, except in a Mega Zoo deck where you're playing almost all entirely level 6s. In total here, we have, I believe it's 18 level 6s that we can Digivolve on top of. If you cut the Lucymon down to 2, you can bump this Lotusmon up to 4, and that puts you at 18. If you can't have one of these 16 to 18 like level 6s on field to go into one of your level 8s, then dang, that's pretty rough. That's pretty absurd right there. I'm throwing that out there. So Titamon is going to be our other level 6 here that we can just hard play and just go ahead and immediately the following turn just drop one of our Chaos Mons on top of, so that way our Chaos Mons can start doing some really good work. Next up we got Puppetmon. Puppetmon is just incredible if you're just playing a Mega Zoo deck, just being able to drop this, really any deck. If you can get away with playing Puppetmon, I've never regretted having a Puppetmon in a deck. If it fits in the deck, it's usually been really, really good for me. There has been games where I have doubled and triple Puppetmon turn after turn after turn. And you know what? I won those games every time. Every time I've done a double to triple Puppetmon in a row, I've won those games. It seems phenomenal, like just giving your opponent that massive amount of memory, but it works. As ludicrous as it is, it works. Being able to Puppetmon that many times in a row, it just because you can set up other things in the process. One, if you leave a Puppetmon on field, you can drop a Chaosmon on top of that the following turn, which is really good. His when attacking gain 1 memory in this specific deck is not really that important, because almost never is that going to really benefit you that much, considering you're about to just give your opponent 9 memory, anyway. So, yeah, Puppetmon's still just really, really powerful. All right, and Lotusmon is kind of our flex spot here that I debated on. I wanted more of the level 6 greens. Just 8 alone felt a little too short, just because Chaosmon, regular Chaosmon, can only Digivolve on top of our greens. Unlike Valdarm, which can go green or yellow, having 4 level 7s and then the 8 level 6s over here almost felt a little off. I wasn't entirely sold on it. It's not the worst, okay? You can get away with it. In a normal ratio deck, having 8 level 6s and 4 level 7s is, that's fine, okay? You can do that. That's a normal ratio. It's a little heavy. I mean, I wouldn't go 8 level 6s in most decks, but, 8 and 4 is solid, okay? But the Lotusmon is just a little bit extra added in there. We had the room for 2 more cards, so I went ahead and went with the Lotusmon. And it's just a really good check for Rookie Rush. Rookie Rush is still alive and well. I played it one night, and I did phenomenally well. It was an Ancient Garurumon combined with Rookie Rush, and it was a blowout deck. It was insanely good. So all turns when your opponent play a level 4 or lower Digimon, suspend it. So they can't hard play anything without it getting suspended. Level 4 or level 3s. So if you're playing in the mirror match or whatever, anytime they're going to be hard playing rookies, even level 4s, they get suspended. That's your opportunity to run those over, okay? And just keep clearing your opponent's field. If they're playing Rookie Rush, if you can just keep clearing all your opponent's rookies before they ever get a swing with them, you're going to stomp Rookie Rush because they have nothing else going for them, okay? Besides whatever they're bringing out of the raising area, that one little puny, pop here and there, yeah, that's not going to win them, okay? There's only, they're going to have 4 to 5 eggs. That's going to take a long time, a whole lot of turns relying on just those to put out damage to win you games. So Lotusmon just kind of shuts that whole thing down. Rookie Rush specifically, it does a little bit of other stuff. The only thing that really came to mind with when your opponent's desperate to hard play rookies was with Sarismon. So they'll play a 2-cost drop and then suspend it for not a Digiburst, a Digizorption, right, to make that Digizorption cheaper. That was the only time I really ever could think of what other decks that it countered all that well. That's why I had a 2 of. It's only a tech option to counter one specific deck, really. All right, next up we got our Chaos Mons here. So when Digivolving, activate the following effect twice. One of your opponent's Digimon gets 7,000 DP for the turn, minus 7,000 DP. So you can stack that to do minus 14 on one thing, or two things can have minus 7. So you can either kill two small things or one big thing. Pretty much everything in the meta right now, he can kill by himself. Like, whatever Mega or Level 7 is in the meta, he's killing. No one is playing Omnimon, like, it's high-tier meta, so you're completely fine running this guy. Also, on deletion, gain 3 memory. So if your opponent has to put in the work to kill this thing, then they're either going to play something so steep that it passes their turn anyway, or if however reason they can kill it some other way, it might force the turn to be passed anyway. So either they just leave it alone, or they're going to take a hit and lose a whole lot of memory. Most of the time, in my experience, I leave Valder alone, and that's just kind of like my ticking time clock of I have to win before this stupid Valder kills me, because I'm not about to lose 3 memory to try to take it off the board. More than likely, every once in a while I get in a really nice situation where it's like, okay, I can deal with the minus 3 memory. You know, I'm already about to pass turn, give them 6 memory, so 3 more. You know, they're going to be able to do a lot no matter what I do here. Really good card. All right, and then next we're going to talk about the next Chaosmon, but also whenever I scroll down, I'm going to kind of reveal my secret kind of tech option that just whenever I was thinking and building this deck, at first I was like, oh yeah, that's a neat little like include, you know, nice little tech option. And then I really started thinking about it and how crazy impactful it is. And I'll explain it, but oh my god, this card is really good right now. Like, you might not think about it at first, but as I explain it, I hope you understand just like how mind-blowing that of a tech option this card is going to be. All right. And that's going to be Shukakumon. And we'll talk about him in just a second. We'll just cover this Chaosmon. So he's going to be the one that only Digivolves on top of greens, which is why I wanted my green count a little bit higher, possibly. Just the piercing is really good. So like I said, we're doing a lot of good control here with some stuff. And then just being able to swing with the Chaosmons is really powerful. When Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. Then it can attack your opponent's Digimon. This effect allows you to attack unsuspended Digimon as well. So very cool. In combination with like a Puppetmon 1 turn, and then it comes back to you, go into Chaos, or so it comes back to you, swing with a Puppetmon, clear one of those things that's still suspended, and then go into a Chaosmon to swing over something else and get the piercing off of it. Very, very nasty. He's kind of like your big ticket kind of. All right, we're ready to start doing some damage here. We're going to keep, you know, attacking things and piercing over and over with the Chaosmon, and just really, really powerful card. All right, now this Shukakumon. This is like the card that just kind of like blew my mind whenever I was started thinking about the deck more and more. Your turn. This Digimon is also treated as blue. Doesn't matter. Unless like a Kaiser Nail. It could come up, I guess. It could help you play a Kaiser Nail. But opponent's turn, all of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards gain security attack -1. Alright, so the original tech that we played this for in 1.5 was to shut down Rookie Rush, right? Rookie Rush is still a thing, okay? It's still a threat out there. It's still being played. It's still getting tops. Shukakumon shuts down Rookie Rush very, very nicely. Rookie Rush doesn't have hardly any removal, so once it's out there, it just Shukakumon gets to sit there and just does its thing just incredibly well. Don't attack with this thing, don't do nothing, just leave it there and let it do its job. Now, besides Rookie Rush, let's think about this. Green OTK. Grand Kawagamon will Digiburst all of his Digivolution sources away to give himself security attack +2. With Shukakumon on the field, that shuts his security attack down. You know, that takes 1 away from that, which is completely stopping an OTK at that point. They can't do enough damage by then to get that OTK off as easily. Security attack -1, it just applies there. Their other option is to only Digiburst 2 away and not Digiburst the rest of it away, and then again, you're just interfering with them. You're stopping them from doing lots and lots of damage. Shukakumon is just very, very good for that. It just slows your opponent down from being able to get so much off. Besides green, let's think about yellow. War Greymon yellow, right? Think of all those cards that Angelomon gets to play for free. Think of all those Bushi Agumons that have won games. I've probably won game, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 games in the few weeks that I've been playing Yellow off of only Bushi Agumon because of Angelomon playing it for free and I win. Shukakumon shuts that off. He's at 7,000 DP. So, again, you're not attacking with him, so he's not suspended, so they can't attack over it. War Greymon's -6 does not touch this. It's still at 1k. It's going to need more than just a War Greymon to take him off the board. So, Angelomon's, all those hard plays of those Bushi Agumons, doing nothing. All those hard plays of the Lucymons that are out there, nothing. Lucymon is doing nothing for them. They can't even attack with Lucymon anymore. The mirror match, all the Mega Zoo mirror matches out there, all the security control decks out there where people are, playing like the Magnadramons and stuff like that, getting that recovery +2, those guys aren't doing anything. One Shukakumon on field can shut down so many decks right now in the meta. So many decks. So I went ahead and I went all out. I went on the 4 of here. You could argue less, but my thing is a tech option is good at a 1 or 2 of when there's only like a small fraction of decks that it counters. Okay? And 1.5 Rookie Rush was still a small enough like category that you didn't have to worry about it too much. But having like 2 Shukakumons as your level 5s, there was argument for that to have that. But when you think about how many decks in the meta, top tier, that you see top 8s all the time of, how many decks Shukakumon stops, it's unreal. Purple? Think of Purple with Anubismon playing out those free rookies that now have Rush. Doesn't do anything to. Think of those Nailbones that the Metal Garurumon is playing for free to get all those one-ofs back from the trash. None of them get attacked because Shukakumon shuts them all down. That Metal Garurumon that just digibursted all of its Digivolution sources away, what's it gonna do? Nothing. It can't swing anymore because Shukakumon's shutting it down. This card is a nasty tech right now. It counters so many decks. And if they want to deal with it, they have to sink a good amount into dealing with this little level 5. They're putting all this effort into clearing this level 5. You know what that means for the rest of your beastly freaking deck? The rest of your deck is just getting to run a train on the rest of your opponent's deck, upon their field, on their security. Doesn't matter. Shukakumon's taking all this hate, and they're trying to put in all this effort to clear this Shukakumon, and the rest of your deck just gets to steamroll all over them. All right, that is my secret tech of what makes this deck crazy good right now. Just being yellow and blue is really cool. Super awesome. I love this. I am excited to play this deck for real because this guy alone is just oh dang. And the last card in here is Holy Wave, which was my alternate option for the Lotusmon. If you're okay with running just the 8 green level 6s for the Chaosmon, then you can run 2 Holy Waves just for that recovery. The recovery is nice. Like I'm saying, everything in your deck is massive. They're going to be swinging into security, running into all this stuff, and just dying. And so getting just recovery back in isn't that bad, That was the only thing that, again, that made sense in place of the Lotusmon was a little bit of recovery, just because everything in your security is going to be so formidable to get run into. Anytime a War Greymon Yellow wants to do its little double tap into your security, good luck, buddy. Good luck, because literally over half the deck is going to kill you. And then Holy Wave is just going to help make sure you keep putting your opponent in place. Just really good. The only time I don't like the recovery is if I'm playing against a jamming deck. And guess who's kind of shutting down jamming decks decently well over here? Once again, Shukakumon shutting down a decent amount of plays that jamming decks can do, like Imperiodramon and things like that, as well as just recovery in general is really good. Running over an Imperiodramon is really easy in this deck because it's only 11k, Not that big a deal. Chaosmon, anytime they want to protect their level 5s for that follow-up turn, Chaosmon just gets to run over anything that's unsuspended. So anything unsuspended isn't safe because of Chaosmon. This deck is spicy right now. In the meta, I think this is a great meta counter for sure. This thing is going to be going places, I guarantee, very, very soon. I'm surprised no one is on it yet because, yeah, it's that good. It is that strong. I am ready to take this to a serious event, for real. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy this type of content, I try to put it out as much as possible, so definitely subscribe. Also, if you really enjoyed the content, check out my Patreon. I have a link in the description below for it. You can get access to my Discord server, as well as if you're a Dragon Village M fan, account takeovers where I help you out with your account. If you're a Digimon fan, I've got monthly giveaway. Well, not even giveaways. I've got monthly merch that's specific to Patreon. Stuff like memory counters, custom made. This is the baby form of Vmon here. There's going to be more in the works also. So lots of memory counters, all kinds of awesome Digimon merch. So definitely check out that tier. And if you're just all out crazy, there's other tiers if you're that dedicated. As well as check out my Teespring. I've got awesome merch there. You know, official Battle Ready Ink merch. Awesome phone cases for you Digimon fans out there. They've got them for iPhones as well as Samsungs. So they are super sweet. If you've seen the last Digimon movie, that's where these are from. I had a friend of mine custom make these so that way they fit perfectly on these phone cases. They look super good. So definitely check those out. But at the end of the day, if you can't do any of that, just like I said, like the video. That helps a ton. And subscribe. It doesn't hurt, but it helps me. So that's what's the real benefit. And as always, I'll see you next time.